Good evening, everyone. It being 7 o'clock and a quorum present, I'm going to call this July 23rd meeting of the Plymouth Planning Board to order. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency and signed into law on March 28, 2025, this meeting will be conducted via remote and in-person participation. Members of the public who wish to participate in the meeting may do so in person or through the Zoom meeting application. The link and meeting ID are available on the town website. On our agenda first this evening are administrative notes, which begin with minutes from July 9, 2025. Members of the board, any questions, comments, corrections? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion from Mr. Bennett.
Second.
Second from Mr. Mann. Any discussion? Seeing none, and as we're all present, show of hands is acceptable. All in favor? Unanimous. There are no announcements for this evening, so I will next move to our committee appointment. For the Plymouth Center Steering Committee, Yara Montmany is Ms. Montmany here? No? Okay. Then we will move on to the next matter. The next matter is ZBA 4173, 6 Resnick Road. Michelle Cowan. Good evening.
So I'll start this one, and if you have some questions, but again, I think this one's pretty simplistic. So the bylaw says that in light industrial districts, a personal service establishment is allowed, but allowed by special permit. I think the goal here was for bigger uses like a restaurant, things like that, that we wanted to make sure there was a balance between some of these retail uses as well as industrial uses. So the request here is for a personal service establishment, and what they're looking for is a very minor, there's an existing office space at 6 Resnick Road in the industrial park. And the request is to convert an office area into one manicure station and one foot spa area. So only minor changes are needed in the building. It's a very minor change. The parking for the site is, the requirements are the same, so really a very minor change, all interior except for a sign, no changes to the exterior.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Hartman. Are there any questions from members of the board for the applicant?
And I should say, too, you have the comments from the fire department, too, and no objections.
Okay, very good. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Move to recommend.
I have a motion from Mr. Mann to recommend to the ZBA. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Bennett. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? It is unanimous. Good luck at the ZBA. Thank you. Next on our agenda, we have a public hearing for B535, 37 Sleepy Hollow Drive, Michael and Elizabeth Ann Sawyer, and Sawyer Brothers, Inc. The Plymouth Planning Board will hold a public hearing in the 1820 Courtroom, 26 Court Street, Plymouth, Massachusetts, on Wednesday, July 23, 2025, at 7:05 p.m., to hear the petition of Michael and Elizabeth Ann Sawyer and Sawyer Builders, Inc. for approval of an amendment to the Planning Board's July 5, 1978 vote approving B535 definitive subdivision Sleepy Hollow subdivision to eliminate the condition stating, indicate a 50-foot subdivision road layout over the existing right-of-way to the park and covenant with the developer that no lots fronting this portion of the layout with construction waivers will be further subdivided. Located at 37 Sleepy Hollow Drive, parcel 100-000-039-039 and 100-000-039-040 in the R25 district. The petitioner and/or his or her representative or any other person interested in desiring to be heard on this request should appear at the time and place designated. Good evening.
Mr. Chairman, I need to recuse myself for this one.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone, board members. For the record, Rob D'Ambroso Law here in Plymouth. I'm an attorney. It looks like we're missing Mr. Donaldson, which I was not aware of, and Mr. Bennett's recused himself, and I don't think that Mr. Smith will be seated. So is it correct we'd only have 3 voting members tonight?
That is correct.
Yeah, so in light of that, and also, I don't know how many of these folks are here for this, maybe...
Pretty much all of them.
Okay, good. So there's a lot of interest, I guess I'll put it benignly, in this project. So, you know, given that we've only got 3, that's the primary, I'd like to request a continuance. I think that'll give us an opportunity to present to a fuller board in the future, and I think these folks have some concerns. We had a memo that was circulated, I think, yesterday with some thoughts, and obviously there's some more concerns. So, you know, I'd like to, if I may, invite these folks to maybe march down the hall and we can hear some of their concerns and, you know, try to come up with a plan that is good for everyone in the neighborhood and as good as it can be. You know, see what we might be able to adjust to address any concerns they might have, give us some time to come back with something and hopefully win some hearts and minds. Because typically, I don't want to jinx us, but usually people don't show up because they're delighted. They show up because they have some criticism or concern. So I'm guessing there's some concern, and we'd like to take a stab at addressing that as well before we present to a fuller board, please.
Well, the board, of course, always welcomes community engagement between applicants and residents, so I will put that to the board. We have a request for a continuance. I will make it as a motion to continue this, and do we continue to a date certain, Mr. Hartman?
So the 2 dates that we would have is September 10th and the 24th. I don't know if there's a preference or...
Yeah, I was thinking about 2 months, so let me check. We're thinking the 24th. Let me just quickly make sure I don't have a conflict, please. September 24th is, that works for us if that's okay with the board.
Okay, so the motion is to continue this to September 24th, at which time either a new plan will be presented with community input, or, and regardless, it will be a public hearing and community will be heard from. Do I have a second on that?
And we'll, just for the record, 7 o'clock time end, date certain, so the
Time and date
24th
certain.
at 7,
7:05.
7:05.
Second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on that?
Mr. Chairman, just wanted to know how if there's a representative of the group and how they feel about the
So
continuance.
we can't do that either. We open the
No.
hearing or we
Oh,
don't.
okay.
We can't do that because you need to have the full board present.
Oh, so we can't go forward regardless?
Once you start deliberating, you can't deliberate
Okay.
without the full board here.
If they speak, it's deliberation?
Yeah, we have a
Yes,
motion. to con-
I would say so. I think that's
Okay.
a dangerous thing to do without the full board present.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Mand?
No.
Okay, fine. I have a motion and a second. All in favor of continuance? The motion is continued. Thank you. To the residents who came out, again, thank you very much for your interest. Please speak to Mr. D'Ambroso. Mr. D'Ambroso has always shown himself to be willing to listen and a good listener at that. So hopefully you can express some of your concerns and you can either winnow down or maybe even eliminate most of your issues. But we will be here regardless to address whatever comes out of that.
So we have looked, all of the semi-larger conference rooms are all taken tonight. So we do have the Freedom Room, but I'm not sure that's big enough for the people here. You might want to just pick a place in the hallway. But again, the Freedom Room is open.
Maybe that lobby downstairs.
The
or
lobby
Yeah,
downstairs
maybe
should
just
be.
in the atrium down below is better. Yeah.
something. Yeah. And I'm going to go on YouTube and clip that Mr. D'Ambroso's a good listener and play it for my wife. Thank you very much.
That's an official capacity, not.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you all. We're going to take just a quick break. Everybody, if you could please leave quietly because we do need to continue our business here. So please take your conversations out into the hallway and follow Mr. D'Ambroso downstairs to the lobby would be greatly appreciated. Next on our agenda this evening, we have ZBA 4171, 79 Manamet Ave, Dominic and Judy Nicotra.
Good evening. Mark Flaherty for the owners.
Good evening.
I haven't been here. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you fine, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I represent David and Tammy Rogerio. They recently purchased the property at 79 Manaman Avenue, and so they're looking to do some improvements. And if I may, Mr. Chairman, share the screen.
Please.
So I can put my site plan up.
So you want to do that, so we have it on the screen, or?
No, that's fine. If you have it on the screen,
Yes.
Lee.
There you go.
So what we're talking about is Manaman Avenue on the left, the Cape Cod Bay on the right. This is their lot. It's about 7,000 square feet or so. And what they now have is a wraparound porch. There's a couple photographs for the board to take a look at it. The wraparound porch goes from here, then heads south around this way. A portion of the wraparound porch is slated for an addition. On this back portion would be a two-story addition. So we're enclosing the porch. The porch right now is with the overhang is about 6 feet off the property line. The new living space would be 7 feet off the lot line. We're not changing the overall footprint at all. We went to conservation and received an order of conditions. These are buffers. This is the 35-foot buffer from the top of the coastal bank. This is a 50-foot buffer, and this is the 100-foot buffer right through here. There's an existing septic system that passed inspections for 4 bedrooms. The Rogerios are not changing the bedroom count in the house. It's going to remain as 4 bedrooms. So what we're looking for from the ZBA is a special permit to be able to put some living space over an existing porch. At one point, the building department and the building inspector was going to go ahead without sending us to the zoning board of appeals, but in retrospect, they said, I think it would be best if the zoning board of appeals heard the case. The owners have got supporting letters from the north over here in the south and one across the street. I don't know if the planning board is in possession of those support letters, but we do have them, and we're happy to submit them to Deborah in the morning if it's not there. So again, we're just filling in the portion of the porch. The photograph over here on the right is a portion of the porch that's going to be filled in, and on the other side of the south side of this wraparound porch would be subject to also some living space. So I'm here to answer any of your questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Staff?
So this type of change, 95% of the time, never goes before the planning board or the zoning board because it's just a fit out of an existing building space. So you're just converting, 3 seasons to year round. And again, 95% of the time, this is never before the board. It's because it has that existing 7.5-foot setback from the lot line that you're now taking a non-conforming structure because it's not 10 feet from the lot line, it's 7.5, and you're converting that internal space into year-round dwelling. So again, really very minimal impact, and you see from Concom would be the biggest thing. They have no objections. So we're recommending to the board that you recommend to the zoning board that the special permit be granted.
Thank you. I'll bring it to the board to see if anyone has any questions. Mr. Mand?
Yeah, it's just the size of the lot and its proximity to the cliff makes me a little more concerned than I would be about the septic system. I know you said there's an existing system. Has it been maintained properly? Has it been pumped recently? How new is it? I know it was the capacity for...
For a 4-bedroom,
For
Frank.
4-bedroom, and they didn't have 4 bedrooms before?
No, it's always been, So the new septic system went in,
Okay.
I believe, maybe 10 years or so.
Okay.
They had the inspection in order for the purchase of the property. They had to have a Title V inspection to make sure that it was working properly. And so, yes, it has been. There is a document at the Board of Health with an approved Title V inspection. Again, once we turn the plans into for a building permit, the builder is going to have to go by the Board of Health just to get a sign off. And I'm sure the sign off will happen because there's a recent Title V inspection saying that the system is working properly. I don't know if that answers your question, Frank, but
It
that's
does, thank you.
how I look at it.
I didn't
Yep,
catch
thank
some
you.
of your earlier comments. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Mr. Mand?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Yes, with the information on the supporting letters, that's what I was going to be asking about. So although I haven't seen them, that would be important, but otherwise, no questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. So just to let you know, the board has not seen the supporting letters, and I'm seeing from Debbie that she has not seen the supporting letters either. So
You want me to try to read them, Steve, a few of the supporting letters?
I think we'll take your word again. We're advisory to the ZBA, so I think you
Yeah.
certainly just need to make sure you have those for the ZBA to verify.
So it's easy enough, so Mark can send it to us and we'll circulate it to the board so you have it. We'll make sure it goes to the ZBA, but again, Mark, if you could get us that to us, we'll circulate that to the planning board too.
I'd be happy to.
Very good.
I'm sorry that we didn't get them over to you sooner.
That's quite all right. Mr. Bennett?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Evening, Mark.
Good morning, Jim. Good
Couple-
afternoon, Jim.
I share Mr. Mann's concerns about the proximity to the bluff, and it looks like that is, and you mentioned it, it's a 10-year-old septic system, so that seems perfectly adequate. And I think that I would defer to the Conservation Commission's expertise in the environmental matters. So to stick to the zoning matters here, you're decreasing the nonconformity as to setback, is that correct?
That's correct.
So it's going from 7 to 6.5?
From 6 feet to the property line to 7.5 feet, Tim.
And I should point out that the standard by state law is that the change you would have to find, or ZBA would have to find, that the change is substantially more detrimental as the criteria than the existing use is. So if it was a denial, you would have to find the new one substantially more detrimental.
Okay, and so I guess that happens by you changing the roof line, so there's no overhang or gutter on that side? Is that how that works?
Yes. There will be a 6-inch gutter on that side.
Okay,
But
that's
we're
fine.
pulling,
No
we're
further
pulling
questions, Mark.
the
Thank
whole
you.
thing back.
Oh, you are pulling it back, though? So
Yes.
will this involve putting a foundation under it as well?
It's going to be put on helical piles.
I see. Very good. Okay, no more questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Mr. Grandy?
Through the chair, I do not have any questions.
Very good. Thank you. And I do not have any questions either. So I think that, so again, the question is our recommendation to the ZBA based upon whether or not we believe this will be more or less detrimental and whether the change is appropriate. Do I have a motion?
Recommend approval
I
to
have
the ZBA.
I have a motion to recommend from Mr. Grandy. Do I have a second?
Second?
A second from Mr. Bennett. Further discussion? Seeing none, I will call for a vote. All in favor? It is unanimous.
Yeah.
Good luck at
Thank
the
you very much.
ZBA.
Thanks for your time.
Next on our agenda this evening, we have ZBA 4174, 300 Colony Place, Walmart.
Yes, hello. You got Greg DeBona online here from Bowler, speaking on behalf of Walmart.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for letting me do this virtual. Appreciate that. I don't know if the PowerPoint that we had sent over earlier today was already available to the board, or if it's easier for me to share screen.
Nope, it is up on the screen now.
Okay. Excellent. So we're here, kind of similar to the prior application. We're looking for basically a recommendation letter to the zoning board because we got to modify the Walmart for a small expansion area, and it requires a modification to a previously approved special permit for the larger shopping center. So if we go just to the next slide down, or just the second page, we have an overall plan that was part of our site plan package, and I'll talk to what the improvements are for the Walmart. So for those that are familiar with the store, we have an online grocery pickup operation that's there today. Basically, people can go online, they order groceries, you schedule a time to go pick up your order, and you come to the site and you go to the side of the building and pick up your online grocery order. There's a canopy structure there and about 25 parking spaces on the side of parking lot. What we're proposing to do is kind of modernize this process a little bit more. Walmart's removing those canopies now, actually putting in roughly about a 3,000 square foot building expansion and increasing the amount of pickup spaces they have in the parking lot. So the plan that you see there calls out roughly about 3,000 square foot building. The canopy goes away and the side parking lot gets restriped with 36 pickup stalls, an increase of about 11 stalls over what's there now.
So if I could, I just did a little zoom in for the board, I hope.
Yep.
And why did, it did not work. Never, oh, there it is. There you go.
Oh yeah, the third page shows a little bit of the close-up view. That was the site plan blow-up of the, it kind of rotates it sideways though on screen from where you were seeing on the other plan. But again, it's in that back right corner of the building. The darker shaded box is the expansion footprint. And really it's in line with where it is today. So the edge of the building expansion, the sidewalk is in line with the drive aisle that runs along that side of the parking lot now. Some of the pickup spaces actually stay exactly in the space they are now, the ones that directly front along the side of the building. And the ones in the parking lot just kind of get restriped. One of the things that we do now is the pickup spaces get a little bit wider. They're striped as 12-foot wide stalls, and that just gives the employee more room to be able to help load the groceries into the car and kind of turn over the process quickly without being so pinched in between multiple vehicles. And again, the intent is that we're kind of future planning this for many years to come so that we have plenty of parking spaces out there as Walmart projects that this activity will grow as time moves on, and this will become more popular use, people doing online grocery shopping and more desire to do online shopping than come to the store itself. So, but even with the adjustment to the parking lot, we are losing about 21 parking spaces. Again, most of that is because we're going with wider spaces, and we took out some of the spaces that were underneath the canopy. That's going away. But the parking ratio is still above the requirements. We're at a 5.04 per thousand ratio. We still have over 1,037 spaces for the entire site. Again, we are increasing roughly about a 3,000 square foot building footprint, but that's a pretty de minimis amount when I think the overall center was originally approved for 865,000 square feet of retail and shopping, so pretty small area. This slide does have some just close-ups of the elevations, although they don't really show too much. I'll tell you that the building is going to basically be the same material that's on the side of the building today. It's painted CMU block wall. The Walmart sign that's on that side of the building will just get remounted on the face of this new facade. So basically the same sign, just kind of moved to the front. The pickup door does have a defined canopy over it. And again, the canopy and the door is only used by Walmart employees. It's not a secondary entry point for customers. So it's just the Walmart employees that come in and out of that box. And the intent of the box is so that it's basically more laydown and storage area of the grocery orders. So as Walmart expects more increase of that operation to be used, they want to be able to house basically the grocery components right in that small 3,000 square foot box. So a lot of the more traditional or more common order items will be stored really close to where they're fulfilling their orders. So quicker turnaround and be able to handle orders in a faster timeline from when they're placed to when they're ready to be picked up. Currently, if you're familiar with the process, there's a team of employees that take the order and walk through the whole grocery store the same way that you and I would if we went in the store to shop. So it's a pretty time-consuming process to walk down all the aisles and pick up pretty common items. So that smaller box definitely helps to improve the efficiency of the system. And of course, I could go over any other questions that folks have, but I think that kind of summarizes the intent of the project and really the overall scope. The parking lot will get completely repainted and refreshed with new stop bars, stop signs, painted markings, traffic arrows. So not only we're doing the improvements on the side of the building, but the whole site's going to look nice and refreshed and new when the project is done as well.
Thank you. Staff?
So this is a special permit to modify the special permit that was granted years ago for the Walmart building itself. And as pointed out, it's a relatively small, relative in terms of a big box store, 3,000 square foot addition. And I think, again, this is just recognizing the change in behavior from people, the desire for pickups. I'm seeing these kind of pickup centers more and more in some of the stores that I go to. And as pointed out, there's 21 fewer parking spaces, but again, as we've looked at the use and the spaces that are there, I think there are ample spaces on site, and this doesn't result in any increase in impervious surface. So again, a fairly minor change. Everything's consistent with what's there now for building style and architecture, and we have a favorable recommendation we drafted for your consideration.
Thank you. Is there anyone, there's no one in the room, so is there anyone on Zoom wishing to be heard?
If you want to be heard on Zoom, raise your hand. I'm not seeing anyone looking to be recognized.
Okay, I will bring it back to the board for questions. Mr. Bennett?
Just one quick question. Do the customers remain in their vehicle for this process? The shoppers
they
bring
do.
it out? Okay, that just satisfied my curiosity. Thank you. I see that my question was going to be about any increase in impervious, but Mr. Hartman already addressed that, so thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
I do applaud the refresh of the adding of stop signs and repaving and restriping throughout to increase, I think, safety there. Just a minor question. What is the purpose of the jib crane?
So yeah, the jib crane is usually on the back of all Walmarts. It's really just there so they can move equipment on and off the roof if things like rooftop units get damaged or need to be replaced. It's a very rarely used piece of equipment, but it's just there so that for any sort of maintenance operations, you don't have to bring in a crane every time. So I think they just happened to realize, as part of the scope, the architect realized that the store was either missing one or the one in its current condition was not adequate. So they are showing a new jib crane mounted on the back side of the building.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Mr. Grandy?
Okay, just a couple of quick questions through the chair. When you walk out of the new proposed 3,040 plus or minus square foot building expansion. Is a ramp that goes to, what's that, just a sprayed out, hashed out walkway?
Yep, it's a pedestrian crosswalk, so similar to what you'd have in the front of the store. It just provides additional protection for the employees. So there's stop for pedestrian signs on either side of that striped area.
7
So
foot
anybody
3 wide,
driving
and
through
it
there knows to
says
stop.
C. If you look at your plan, they had it up there before, Lee, that one right there. And if you blow that up a little more, you'll see the hashing in one area, then it goes straight, like it looks like some type of metal ramp or something. Just want to ensure what that is. When you come out of the building off the sidewalk, 7 foot 3 wide, 25 foot 3 long. Is that
Yeah, that's just pavement
just striping?
marking.
That's
Yeah,
all
that's
that is?
striping.
Okay. Now, have you thought about maybe a couple safety bollards, or those on the plans here to protect the car from driving in to the building?
Yep, there is bollards around along the sidewalk. It is a section of raised sidewalk, but we do have protective bollards along the front as well.
Okay. And there's no need for any handicap spots here at all?
No, really, the best part about this program is every spot is really a handicap spot, so nobody has to get out of their car. The only activity is done by the employees themselves. So the employees bring your groceries out, they'll load them right into your trunk or side doors. You don't have to get out of your driver's seat.
Okay, and the new lighting is LED?
Yeah, so there is some, actually on this one, I don't know if we had any new lighting being proposed. There was a new light model that we do every time to make sure it's adequately lit. If there's any lighting along the door frontage, those are all LED lights as well.
So there's no new landscaping or islands or anything?
No, all the landscaping that's there stays. We're not, all the improvements in the parking lot are basically just repainting.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Grandy. So, two quick questions. One, I noticed that this is immediately adjacent to the drive-through for the pharmacy. How does that entrance and exit for the drive-through there impact? It just seems to be very close to where these spaces are.
Yep. There's actually there's no change in the circulation to the drive-through pharmacy pickup lanes. Those are still the same. That portion of the parking lot doesn't change at all. And as we're doing these on many stores for Walmart all through New England, this is the pretty common location of where they are. So in fact, even on the proto brand new layout store, you have the grocery box pickup component behind where the drive-through pharmacy pickup window is on the same side. So what you're seeing on this plan is actually customizing the current store to be in line with Walmart's latest prototype for where they want to see that online grocery box in relation to the pickup pharmacy window.
Thank you.
So this one actually aligns very nicely. On some other stores, we have to customize things, or we lose the ability to still maintain the drive-through pharmacy. On this store, we don't have to change anything.
Okay. You commented that the parking lot refresh is just a repaint, and that while we don't have the ability to order anything or require anything, I would request that perhaps Walmart consider some refresh when it comes to landscaping. Your parking lot is an ocean of pavement. I understand why. I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand trying to maximize the spaces. I also understand that we don't want to require anyone to have to water new landscaping. That said, we would certainly appreciate a consideration as to perhaps the addition of drought-tolerant plantings somewhere in between some of these spaces, maybe some of the traffic islands, something to soften the harshness of the significant amount of pavement that you have. So I would ask that that be something you bring back to Walmart and ask them to consider as part of this.
Okay, yeah, I can certainly convey that message, and we can look. I know that looking through the site conditions, they have the traditional 1 or 2 trees per island, which is typically what Walmart does. But sometimes we also do supplement additional understory plants, some evergreen shrubs, stuff like that, just to kind of infill some of the large amount of mulch that's in those end cap islands. So can work with Walmart to look to where we can implement that.
That would be appreciated. Thank you. Anything further from the board? Seeing nothing, I will entertain a motion.
So if I could.
Oh, Mr. Hartman, please.
2 comments. One would be 2 additional conditions demonstrate compliance with Section 2074, Prevention of Light Pollution bylaw, and second, encourage Walmart to supplement their landscaping with drought-tolerant native plantings. So those would be the 2 added conditions,
Okay,
if you're so inclined.
okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved with the conditions as mentioned by Mr. Hartman.
I have a motion to recommend to the ZBA approval with the conditions. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Further discussion? Seeing none, I will call for a vote. All in favor? It is unanimous. Good luck at the ZBA.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That is the end of our agenda for this evening. Do we have any matters not anticipated? Seeing none, our next meeting, I believe, is August 13th. Do I have a motion? I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.